This is Rosemary Becchi, and I have absolutely no problem with this woman. I don't know her from a can of paint, all right? But what she represents is a much larger problem. Now, off top, yeah, a couple of pumps, all right? And the fun part is no rubber because she's clearly past the wall. So, blast it as much as you like, right? Wait, just noticed the wedding room. Well, husband, take it as a compliment. Anyways, she represents a much larger problem. And I don't think that is just in New Jersey. I believe that this is a problem that is nationwide. But if I'm gonna be honest with myself, I am about pointing it out here in New Jersey. This is coming to us from insidernj.com. Move over, Larry Kashka or Kasha. Becci's CD11 Gamble. This is written by Fred Snowflake. Rosemary Becchi is moving. Not her home, her congressional district. And in the first sentence, we have the problem. She is trying to represent a congressional district she's not from. But guess what? She's not the only one. That's not an abnormality apparently here in the Great Garden State. Becchi, who had been seeking the Republican nomination in Congressional District 7, is now about to announce a run in the adjacent CD11. This means that her eventual target will be incumbent Democrat Mikey Sherrill instead of fellow freshman Democrat Tom Malowinski. Here's the fun part, though. Mikey Sherrill doesn't live in the 11th either. She lives in my district, which is represented by Congressman Donald Payne. Now, the reason Congressman Donald Payne just doesn't get challenged by the establishment is because of his father's name, because it's Donald Payne Jr. His dad was like the first black New Jersey elected representative in Congress, so they're trying to maintain that level of complete bullshit, really, because look at the congressional districts that he's represented, and you know what? I don't care if you're black, white, green, blue, or purple. Do a good job. And he hasn't. By any stretch of the imagination, let's continue. GOP sources say the move by Becchi has been under discussion for a week or so, and it has crystallized a few days ago. An immediate benefit for Republicans is that this avoids a CD7 primary between Becchi and State Senator Thomas Keene Jr., who is the favored candidate of the GOP establishment. It's just the establishment. Can y'all stop? Cut that bullshit out. It's the establishment. GOP establishment. Democrat establishment. No, it's the establishment. Fuck out of here. Some may recall that Bill Palatucci, a Republican National Committeeman, expressed unhappiness a few months ago that some Republicans were donating to Becchi. That dust-up presumably will end if Bucci, a tax policy lawyer, runs in the 11th district. But how about the fact Republican Larry Kasha, a lawyer from Kinnelon, already has said he wants to seek the CD11 congressional nomination? It remains to be seen if he will continue to do so, or leave a race that really hasn't begun yet. Bucci's likely move, which was first reported by Save New Jersey, a conservative-leaning blog, also sets up an interesting dynamic. Bucci lives in Short Hills, which is in the 7th district, not the 11th. So you will not be representing the people of the 11th because they're not your neighbors. But Sherrill doesn't live in the 11th district either. So yeah, neither one of the asses should be there. Her hometown of Montclair is split between districts 10 and 11. Mike Sherrill's house is in the District 10 part of town, a problem she remedied during the 2018 campaign by relocating to a rented house in the District 11 side of Montclair. But last year, she publicly announced that she was moving back to her original home, primarily because it has not been sold. Sherrill said at the time she still wants to sell her home and move into the district. Why is this reminding me of Cenk Uygur? My goodness, it's like the carpet baggage, man. There is no requirement that members of Congress live in the district that they represent. And over the years, it seems that voters don't care as much about residency issues as journalists and partisans from both sides do. Okay, deal is that voters don't care because a lot of voters are just leaving the damn state. Like it's very easy to make it seem as if the voters don't care or if the people who these folks are supposed to represent don't care when, we have a governor that said, oh, if you're a one issue voter and taxes is your issue, which it's everybody's issue, then you can leave. So, nah, man, don't sit here and say, oh, the residents don't care. They care enough to leave and get someplace where they actually will be represented in frickin' Congress. At any rate, if neither candidate is oh my goodness, it's the morning, guys. At any rate, if neither candidate this fall actually lives in the 11th district, it would be no issue at all, but it certainly would be a bit odd. In a release, Becchi slammed Cheryl for supporting impeachment, alleging that House Democrats are focused on destroying the presidency, not fighting for solutions that we in New Jersey desperately need. For the record, Becchi had about $387,000 in her campaign account as of September 30th, 2019. Cheryl has raised $2.2 million through the end of last year, her campaign said in a statement last week. Going forward, there are tentative plans for Becchi and King to hold a press conference this coming week, presumably to officially trumpet her candidacy in District 11 for people who are not her neighbors. And this is really, it's so damn infuriating, because this is where you can really see that regular people who are not connected to this ridiculous political plantation that we have here in New Jersey, how they're just completely discarded. And you know who that is? It's likely you or the person next to you. Because they're just so detached from the reality. It's a fucking shame. It really is. And it's so damn irritating, because the people of the congressional district, of the 11th congressional district, who's representing them that they know, that's from their district, that came up there? Nobody. And yet it continues. Telling you, man, it needs to be like a constitutional amendment to whereas, look, if you have to, and I know in certain races, it's not a congressional thing, but like if you want to be a mayor or something like that, you have to live in a place. Hell, if you want to be a police officer, you have to live in the place. In many cases, you have to spend at least 6-7 months there. But when it comes to congressional representation, nah. Change that, Holmes. But I can't help but feel like that's also why they did that. So, the establishment can maneuver and move who they want to, where they want them to be able to best affect what they are looking to accomplish. So, guys, this is nonsense. She pumpable. I'm not even going to give her strokes because of the age and thing. But, you know what I'm saying? She's definitely pumpable. And putting a pumpable chick next to another technically pumpable chick, because Mikey Sherrill's not too terribly hard on the eyes, that'll be an interesting dynamic to see play out. Not even gonna lie, but neither one of them are actually trying to represent the people of the 11th congressional district. No, I'm sorry. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you think in the comments? This is just carpetbaggery. It really is. And once again, nothing against Miss Becchi. Nothing really against anyone involved, any individual involved, because my anger and my issue really takes place at the procedural level, at the at the system itself. And I don't like pointing at individuals, even if they are involved with the system, and saying, oh, well, you're a bad person for this, because everyone has their own reasons for doing whatever it is that they've done or what they're trying to do. And I can't sit here and think for other people. All I can sit here and say is that regardless of who wins, the people of Congressional District 11 don't have their neighbor, don't have the person that they know, the person that is going to put forward things to best help the 11th district out. They're not going to put that. They're not going to get that. Same way we here in the 10th, even though we've had technically the same representation for over 40 years, shit, man, the results speak for themselves. But you may disagree, and that's what the comment section's for. Until the next one.